Imagine a future where corporate elites don't have to conquer us by force. Instead, they just have to make real life so expensive and unlivable that we willingly line up and beg to plug into a virtual paradise. Tonight, we trace down the ultimate tech takeover from data centers to the virtual matrix.
Welcome back to SideQuest Society. What it
What
do?
it do indeed. Well, I'm sure that we are all familiar with movies like The Matrix, Terminator, and even Ready Player One.
Yep.
But what if these movies were trying to tell us something? Give us a warning about technology and its advancements. Imagine if Skynet didn't lose. They just figured out they didn't have to hunt us down. That in fact, humans are biological batteries just walking around. So they harvested us up, built the pods, started the Matrix, and the simulation began.
It's kind of a scary thought when you think about it too deep.
So if we think about our current modern day situation,
Yeah.
we have entities like SpaceX and Starlink. We have billion-dollar corporations like Facebook and Google,
Yeah.
all the other social media platforms. You could argue that these people are not, in fact, Cyberdyne Industries and Skynet itself. Their technology is intertwined in our lives. We've accepted it and meshed in with it with devices like Roombas, Alexas, our smart thermometers,
Yeah.
thermostats, not thermometers.
Yeah.
Our refrigerators can communicate to our dishwashers and to our anything else that you have plugged into it.
Yeah. Like I just started streaming and there is apps that you can connect to your smart light so the people in your chat can use commands to change the lights in your room by a simple command or bits or
Yeah, a
whatever.
small donation
Yeah.
and a signal gets transferred, and someone in another country can change the lights in your room.
Yep.
So we've just accepted it and we've used it. And there are plenty of movies out here, not just the ones that I mentioned,
No.
that have talked about this thing and this simple thing, in fact. So what if indeed they were trying to give us a warning?
Would we listen? Do we listen?
It seems that humanity never listens.
No.
You have your outliers like ourselves that see through the system that kind of wake up,
Yeah.
but for the most, they kind of fall in line.
I mean, but in all honesty, like they make it hard to not accept what they're pushing down our throats.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to set our timer. So we've already made the connection with Skynet, Cyberdyne,
Yeah.
and the correlation in that connection in our modern day. So what about how it all fits out? So like any other technology company, you got to do some testing. You got to figure it out, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's talking about these data centers right
Hmm.
now. That is the biggest craze right now. All the water they're using, all this kind of stuff. What if data centers are just the foundation? They're the key, the mainframes, if you will,
Yeah.
to the matrix being built right now.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, well, I know that people are saying that it's just the the hub for all the servers to store all the information that all these AI apps like ChatGPT and Gronk and all that are feeding out to the world, and that all these pictures and caricatures that everybody's getting made of themselves or whatnot, that they have to have space to store them. But what happened to satellites? I thought that, that was where everything was being
Yeah.
stored. But I mean, I could be wrong. But data centers being something more nefarious makes a lot more sense.
It it raises the question indeed. And if you are like us and you want to question everything, you definitely have to pose that question.
Yeah.
Another theory that goes along with this is we got to have trials, right? So where are we going to get people? People aren't just going to voluntarily sign up to get plugged into a computer and see what happens.
No.
So you got to get people to test on, right?
Yeah.
Another hot topic in our current events: ICE detentions and ICE raids.
Yeah.
What if all these ICE raids and the privatized prison systems? We already know that private prisons are corrupt. That's been proven in several different documentaries, and it's a case that they are
Yeah.
basically like slave laboring these people. The conditions that they make them live in, the food they feed them is just atrocious.
Yeah.
So they're the people that society forgot about. They're the people that no one really cares about. No one raises a question about.
Yeah.
In all these major cities and stuff, they're trying to round up homeless people. They're trying to make being homeless illegal.
Mm-hmm. That is a good one.
So these people may indeed be the first ones that they start the human trial testing on.
I mean, yeah, especially because homeless people, a good bit of them are people that no one would look for if they go missing.
Yeah, society's not thinking about homeless
So
people or prisoners.
if these people end up dying in the trials, or they don't, like with the Matrix, like we're just bodies in a pod hooked up to the Matrix. So if these people never show back up in people's lives, nobody's going to question because they don't care.
And they're easy to manipulate and get into
Yeah.
volunteer into some kind of program, not understanding or being fully told what they're doing to them.
I mean, another good one would be all the children that go missing too. Just get them while they're young.
This is a good one. I think that children may be being used for some other things.
I mean, I think
We
it's both.
yeah. I mean, it is a great possibility. Why not take advantage of it? The ones that don't fit the needs for the
Yeah.
trafficking issues or for the biological research that they may be doing or
Yeah.
whatever holly weird things may be going on.
Yeah.
Um, the ones that don't fit in there get filtered out and get used for the neurolinks and
It's not like
stuff.
they could give them back.
Right.
So,
Um, you talking about the children kind of brings up another topic we're going to talk a little bit more about, but like with the Maui fires, I
yeah.
mean, we still don't have a clear answer of what happened with all those children
Yeah.
from the schools and the school buses. I don't want to misspeak on it. I don't know all the details, but I do remember a story of some buses going missing
Yeah.
or they weren't aware of where all the children went.
Hmm.
But these are definitely things that if you think about it are good possibilities that could be going on right in front of our face and we don't bat an eye at, we don't think about it. The
No.
normal person is not going to stop and think about it.
But like again, like we said, like they make life so hard on us. We're all so busy just trying to survive. Like we don't bat an eye at these things.
Yeah, that is part of it as well. And they put it right in front of our
Oh
faces
yeah.
that they're doing the beta testings. We had our first Neuralink implant in 2024, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Nolan, I'm sorry if I mess up his last name. I believe it's Arbach. I'm not good with pronouncing names, but Nolan, he got the Neuralink.
Yeah.
The very first person. He was a quadriplegic from a car accident. I saw him on Rogan,
Mhm.
and I watched that episode. And it's like one of the first things he did as soon as he got it hooked up is like he went straight into playing video games.
Yeah.
Like if that isn't odd and strange in
I mean,
itself,
but yeah, because like he still can't use his limbs. It's just everything is
right?
done through his brain.
Yeah, he explained it like when they first were running the trials, he had to try to physically move his hand
Yeah.
to move the cursor, like he had to do that thought process, like he was physically trying to do it. And whatever signal would get sent, the Neuralink would register that. And eventually it became so natural that he didn't even have to imagine moving his hand or anything like that. It received a signal that the implant learned how to interface with it better.
Yeah.
And where he had to spend less time thinking and he had to barely give it any thought. He just yep. And it was like almost instantaneous. This guy's playing WoW. He's not out here playing solitaire.
Yeah.
He's playing WoW and
A lot of fighting.
yeah, there's some game called Civilization 6. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not a game
No.
player, but
I don't know that one.
yeah. So he's playing complex games, like,
Yeah.
and he talked very well and everything. Like, I enjoyed the episode, so definitely go check it out.
It's
But
crazy.
that is real life beta testing. He has a Neuralink implant.
Yeah.
We have the technology. We're working on it. They're showing us that.
Yeah.
So what's the next step? That was the first human trial. Now they got to figure out.
Well, yeah, that's definitely the first human trial, but I think they've already gone to the next step with kind of sort of with VR, virtual reality.
I think I think the virtual reality is more of a conditioning.
Well, I mean, yeah, but yeah, that makes sense.
So they got to do more testing on how to get the people to how the bodies will accept the pod and however like in the
Yeah.
matrix they plug in. Who knows? I don't know how the technology may work.
I mean,
There's
it might not even be exactly like in the Matrix. I mean, it could possibly be just everybody gets the neural link and works that
yeah.
way.
Futurama has a great episode about the new iPhone update where they like implant this chip in
Yeah.
the corner of your eye.
Oh no, it wasn't. It was Pear, wasn't it? Pear phone
No,
or
that's
iPear?
Nickelodeon. That's iCarly's
Oh,
the pear
okay.
phone. No, it was iPhone because they actually implanted
Oh
it in
yeah,
the eye, so
the
it's the iPhone.
iPhone. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I could
Um,
have sworn it was Pear.
no, I do believe pears from iCarly. Millennials.
Yeah. Well.
That's a whole nother side quest. But there's definitely they have to get the testing done and they have to find subjects somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, what could be once they figure out the technology and they got it planned out on how they can interface humans and use this basically as batteries. If we're going off like a Matrix type theory
Mhm.
where we get plugged in. There are several other movies that are, have similar attributes.
Yeah.
Um, but if we go on like a Matrix style where we get plugged in
Mhm.
and we're in these pods, then what is the motivation? How do they plan on like they can't just trank dart us and round us all up and all that kind of stuff, right? Because we're gonna revolt. So how do they motivate us to sign up for this or to get it into it? See, everything else started as like, oh, this thing's gonna vacuum your floor for you,
Yeah.
and it's gonna, oh, you can adjust the temperature so when you get home from a hard day's work, your house is nice and crisp.
Yeah. Your refrigerator will tell you what you
Yeah,
have in your refrigerator and what meals you can make with what you have in
yeah.
your refrigerator.
So it made it convenient.
Yeah.
So what if some of these current crises that we're dealing with, such as like the hyperinflations, our housing markets, the viral outbreaks. Now we got a new viral outbreak going on out there.
Yeah.
Like I'm 40 years old. Like when you know 2020 came around, that was the first time anything like that happened in my lifetime and in my father's lifetime. Like I didn't know what was going on at
Yeah.
first. It was crazy times, and then now we have this new thing. We've had several. What was there's the monkeypox. There was some other things that we had. The Zika virus that was a big one.
Yeah.
They never quite,
Ebola.
yeah, they never quite reached to the levels of like shutdown, but
I mean, there's always something like you said. There was the Ebola, E. coli.
we're having all these like mudslides, all these crazy weather events that are happening, ironically, in places that the government has tried to purchase to set up things like data centers or
Yeah, there's
tried to
one.
purchase for the minerals and use for fracking and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's one relatively close to where we live, in Georgia and stuff. So
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
rural area. Why? Why?
And there's several, it's well documented on the internet that there are people out there saying that like local fire departments won't let them help.
I don't think it's the fire department. I
Well,
think it's whatever
whoever's in charge,
whatever
incident
service they just
commander,
those. How the what?
the incident commander, that's the guy who's in charge. Um, he's not letting them do it. They're not letting them do it. So there has to be a reasoning for it.
Yeah, I don't see why. If there's forests burning and homes being destroyed, why? And there's people who are willing to help bring in water, or they have the vehicles to bring in water. Why wouldn't they be allowed to? It makes you wonder and ask questions. Most definitely.
Question everything. That's what we're all about
Oh
here.
yeah.
We question it all because it's strange, and sometimes the stories don't add up. 9 times out of 10, the narrative that the mainstream tries to push does not make sense. There's too
Mm-mm.
many holes. So I'm not saying that any theory is 100%, but
I mean, most theories
the
aren't.
mainstream narrative is definitely does not make sense most of the time.
No.
Um, so the motivations, back to that, I side quested a little too hard. So we have all these events, like we talked about the Maui fires.
Yeah.
We have some people are reporting historical rainfall in like the highest levels of water in the Middle East that they've never had before.
Yeah.
There's just all these events. We're constantly either on the cusp of war, or we're at war, or we're you know in a proxy war. You're supporting someone on
Yeah.
that's in a war and stuff, and trying to be world police.
Yeah.
Like there's all these things that are always just beating everyone down, and humanity is just getting to the point to where
They're just tired.
yeah, they're starting to get mad, and they're getting fed up with the stuff.
Yeah.
And some people are trying to see through it. I hope you are. I hope you find this. Um, we see through it too. We don't know what's going on. But these are all the motivations. They make life so miserable. The $10 eggs, the $8 gas. It's not quite $8 yet, but some places got it $5.
Yeah. I think we're almost at 5.
So by putting all the pressures on people, I'm afraid that humanity itself is not going to be conquered by robots or by um, technology sent from the past or any of these kinds
No.
of things.
But
I,
be like sent from the future, you mean?
yeah, yeah, it would definitely was sent from the future. But humanity will not be conquered by force in
No.
the ways that we think. I think that the pressures are going to be put on us so bad, and things are going to seem so terrible, that people are just going to voluntarily sign the terms of service. Some guy is going to stand up here and he's going to tell us, are you tired of paying mortgages? Are you tired of working 60, 80 hours a week just to pay rent?
Yeah.
Well, how does the saying go?
Welcome to Oasis.
So, if you're here, I'm sure that you already question things. If not, you should really question things.
Most definitely. Question everything.
I know that
Always.
I know that we're talking about movies, but there is reality in it. The first rule in writing is write what you know.
Oh, yeah.
So there's something there. You got to read between the lines. You got to figure it out. Do I know for sure what it is? I don't know. But I stumbled upon this theory. I started traveling down a rabbit hole, and this is my current rabbit hole. I'm really into it. There's a lot of it that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
There's theories that say that the elites have to show us what they're gonna do before they
Mm-hmm.
do it,
Yeah.
and that's part of some kind of like ritual or some kind of like code that they live by or
Yeah,
something,
no,
and
they
it's up to
can't lie
us
to
to
us.
decide.
Lie to us.
Right. So we have to decide what the truth is.
But what is truth? What is science fiction? What is reality? Sorry, cat over there
Yeah.
doing something.
Our cat found something to play with and is batting it around. Both of us probably thought it was something in our micro or in our headphones.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of movies that cover and discuss this topic.
Oh, yeah.
So let us know in the comments below what's your favorite movie that discusses a similar theory. There's plenty of them out there. There's like Surrogates with Bruce Willis, um, Free Guy, even if you will.
Yeah. I mean,
Free Guy is not so in your
no,
face about it, but
but
there's underlining tones.
yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, it's more of the NPC waking up.
Right. So that, yeah, it falls more along into the simulation of
Yeah.
if the simulation had already began, like we alluded to in the beginning, where they rounded us up already.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of we are in that phase in between.
So we're in the prequel to the Matrix.
Yeah, pretty much. We are at the dawn of the Matrix.
The dawn of AI.
Like Morpheus said in the first Matrix movie that, humanity stood back and marveled in the birth of AI, what it created.
Yeah.
And all these movies, are basically the story behind the movie. Sorry, is that it's a battle between gods, the sons of God, and then the sons of man, and
Yeah.
then technology and AI and robots and all that being the sons of man.
Yeah. I mean, it, it definitely makes you sit back and look at things a little differently if you're not one of those people who are so uptight and believe everything they see, hear, and read.
Right. Um. So like in the Ready Player One movie, which we just recently
Yeah.
watched, I can't quite remember if I had watched it before.
I think we
I think it
watched
was
it
my
one
first
other
time.
time, but I'm not 100% sure if you watched it with me. It might have been just me. But yeah, like us watching rewatching it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like it does make you kind of long for something like that. Not like how they live, but the whole like virtual world of it all, like
Right.
anyone can be anyone type thing. So like
Right.
you're not happy with the way you look, so you have this whole interface to create your avatar to look any way you like. You can change it at the drop of a hat. You could be anything you want to be. You could be some kind of vigilante hunter. You could be a stripper. To
You could be
make
Indiana
to
Jones.
make your digital coin to pay for whatever you want in the real world.
Right. And I mean, who wouldn't in today's society? Like, oh man, I'm so tired of going and working my
Yeah.
9 to 5, or blue collar job, or whatever it may be, or even if you're a stay at home mom, and like you need that escape, you want something. So we all have that vice, and there's definitely people like you and several gamers out there. Like you're really big into the Sims and shit,
Yeah.
so like that's like way right up your alley.
Mhm.
So it seems like it would be so easy to convince people to accept that, because
Yeah.
hey, you don't have to go work this job, and you don't have to do this or any of that stuff. You don't have to worry about a mortgage, you don't have to worry about a living space. You just come and you stay here. You get rid of all your worldly possessions.
Yeah.
You come stay here, you plug into this pod. We run some few tests, we take a little blood, we take a little sample of genetic material from you here and there. No biggie.
Yeah, no biggie.
The whole time you're just in this GTA free world out here, just doing whatever you want to do.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it would start slower than that, kind of, sort of. They wouldn't just ask you
Yeah, it
if
starts with
you.
Facebook Meta.
I mean, yeah, but they wouldn't just ask you if you are you tired of doing this, or are you tired of doing that. I think it would eventually be they open up this VR world for people to live in, and then society's going to go downhill. So big cities and stuff will crumble, and there'll be desolate places, and you'll have places like in Ready Player One, like the stacks, where it's just trailers and whatnot stacked on top of each other, because you have all these data centers that hold what you're thinking are servers, but what if they're like prisons, like gaming prisons. So you have all this debt for whatever. So all the stuff you buy in this virtual world, or all the
Sally Mae loans you may have.
Sally Mae loans you may have. Like I feel like first it like your real world debt won't be able to be paid off with your crypto money that you make, but you'll end up having like this crypto debt. But then like you do something wrong, and they round you up, and they combine all of this debt together, and they put you in these prisons, to what I would call player prisons, to go in, and they put you in these pods or whatever, and you go into the virtual world again, and they put you to work laboring for like cryptocurrency or whatever to pay off your debts, but the debts are so astronomically high that you'll always be there. So then they might start forcing people to have children in these prisons, and they take these children and then eventually hook them to the Matrix.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just people farming,
Yeah.
right? And it's like we alluded to earlier about the psychological conditioning. So we have the VRs, we have the all these AIs that we're
Mhm.
using. We have all this technology and stuff, and it's so easy. We talked about how it was seamlessly we've accepted into our life
Yeah.
that it all along it was just psychological conditioning to get us to accept
Yeah.
these new things. So, oh yeah, like the world is so bad, I can go escape into this place and
Yeah.
I can do whatever. But then again, like now you're saying that that there's new terms and services
Mhm.
because of this
Or
new society that we live in.
they'll so like and again a lot of my stuff for this comes from Ready Player One because it's so fresh and I feel like it's the easiest I could see for our what our future could be. So my head wraps around it a bit more easily, for lack of a better word. So in Ready Player One, if you've watched it, there is the creator of the Oasis who has put in what he called his Easter eggs and these three keys. So there were games.
It was a challenge, yeah.
Yeah, and they developed this company to that started recruiting people to play for them to try and find these keys, right? So what if in these virtual realities there's things that that are offered by various whatevers, maybe not like Easter eggs or keys, but there's sort of large amounts of money or things or that. So they open up these gaming centers that you could volunteer for to when somebody else, again, money. So more elite greed hungry companies, greed hungry people who get the money to start these companies to recruit other people to play for them so they don't have to. And again, they're offered these things like salaries or whatnot, but like they're paid terribly. Like or like I don't know, it's just there's a lot to uncover when you think about it too deep.
Yeah,
Because I think those types of things are very could very easily be our future.
most definitely. I think definitely with the dawning and creating of AI, they definitely took and looked at okay, the these people wrote these movies like the Terminator
Yeah.
and stuff and I Robot and some of these other ones
Mm-hmm.
where the robots revolt or stand or try to enslave humanity. The robots
Mm-hmm.
start to attack. But
Mm-hmm.
why waste all of the biological material? Like humans are worth way more. We're not just meat suits.
No, we're cosmic beings.
Right. We there's a lot to us. There's a lot going on in these bodies. And so any kind of technology or any kind of even an alien being or whatever would want to harvest everything they possibly could.
Most definitely.
And we're like 70% water.
Yeah.
So I mean, data centers are consuming all this water or whatever, right? What if they found a way to use human beings to cool the data centers?
That's a scary thought.
Like, hey, we don't have to waste all this water because we're gonna eventually run out of water. Well, we can just plug up some humans to keep these things cool.
Yeah. If, if the Neuralink already works, it's definitely a possibility that they can make a chip small enough to insert in the human brain that is kept cool by the human brain. Yeah.
I mean, the theories are endless, really, when you
Oh.
start deep diving into it.
Yeah.
With that being said, uh, we consume a lot of this kind of stuff. We can travel down kind of
Yeah.
crazy rabbit holes. It takes a strong mind to do that. So before you get invested or before you spend too much time on the internet searching things, always make sure you get a good mental will about yourself.
Yeah.
You're being positive. You love yourself. It takes a toll on your body even if you don't realize it.
Yeah. Definitely
Looking at some of the stuff.
talk it out when things start to make
Yeah.
you anxious. When you start connecting dots that make you get anxious and you start feeling ways,
Mm.
talk it out with people so they could ease your mind
Yeah.
or whatever.
Kind of ground you out a little bit.
Yeah.
You got to remember that at the end of the day, these are all just theories.
Yeah.
So we
As
want to put
scary as they may
yeah,
be.
we want to put that out there. We're not trying to incite any kind of craziness.
No.
I don't want no war of the worlds type stuff going on.
No.
Um,
These are just the rambling thoughts of two
elevated minds.
elevated minds.
So it is a an awesome rabbit hole. It is a fun deep dive. I
I don't
think
there's no diving. It's just fall
Yeah,
in and just
yeah, this one seems almost bottomless on this rabbit
it
hole.
is bottomless. It could go anywhere.
It
You
is
could connect anything to anything. Like anyone could be anyone.
it is an uneasy feeling.
Oh yeah.
But if you are into this kind of stuff just like us, you got some topics you want us to talk about. Maybe you got some theories or you want to elaborate a little bit on something you heard. Maybe something resonated with you. Send us an email, drop us a comment down below. Make sure you give us a like, share, or follow so we can continue to
Yes.
do this thing.
Make sure you follow us on all socials. I will include a link in bio for that will take you to everything. So, yeah.
So, with that being said, the basic theory of this episode was that maybe movies are trying to actually tell us something. Should we be scared of technology? I don't know. But like we say here,
Question everything.
we're SideQuest Society. We love you guys. Stay safe out
Bye.
there. Teeth are dry. I think we're broken.